Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Eric, and I'm coming at you guys from the kitchen. Yes, the kitchen. I know it's exciting, right? Anyways, what I want to do was make a video on basically, really, I think that it can help out a bunch of different service businesses, but specifically the industry that I am in is the lawn care industry, and basically, it's a huge. Sometimes you run across clients that you just want to have. You got to have them, want to have them. For me, I'm really big into internet marketing, so it's like, oh, that would look really good on my website. This house, this building, I like this client. They seem like they would be an easy client to work with. They wouldn't be, uh, have huge expectations, but at the same time, it's a fun property. Or it'd be nice to have my truck out in front of that house, or something like that. And a lot of times, what will end up happening is, especially if you're just starting out, is you could romance that so much that you end up getting yourself into a bind where you charge way, or you don't charge enough money for the account. You end up getting the account, but then it's just so miserable to be out there, or miserable to be out there, that it's not even fun or worth your time. Okay, so there's things like that that can happen. Or maybe you're just in a situation where you have, this can be one of two different ways. You're a one man guy or woman, and basically what's going on is you need to make enough money so that you can make your vehicle payment, or you need to be able to make your own house payment, and you need the job, but you don't want to feel desperate. What are you going to do? You also could be uh, someone, and I've been in both these situations, where you have people on payroll that, key people that you want to keep around, and let's say you're kind of slow right now, but at the same time you need to generate some revenue for the company to keep them going, and you also still want to make money yourself. Um, so one of the things that I'm really good at in my background is sales and marketing, and that's and so this is something that I've done, and I've shared this with friends that, I'm a business owner, so I have other friends that own businesses, and they thought it was a good idea, so I'm sharing it with you guys online. So I'd love to hear your feedback. Basically, it comes down to your attitude, and uh, I'm very stubborn as a person that runs a business, and I feel like, most people that want to want control of their own destiny have some of those traits as well. Obviously, they can be humble, and they can seek out advice and want advice, and probably that's you because you're watching this video. But at the same time, they can get their mind in a mode where I'm going to do whatever it takes to get to the next level, whatever that may be. So what I'll do is I'll go up to a client, and I'll be in that mode where I kind of think, anything's possible and I can get this account. I'll shoot them a price. A lot of times, I price high all the time. I mean, 95% of the time, I price high. And the reason that I price high is, and I got to back up, because even though I said you're coming from a weak point where maybe you need the money or something like that, but a lot of times you don't. And the reason that I price high, getting back to that, is because I have so many leads coming in that it doesn't really matter if they say yes or no. And I'm over the point where it's a great house, and if I park my truck out there, then other people are going to see it, and blah blah blah, all that kind of stuff. I'm in it to generate revenue, and that's my main thing. But so that's my number one secret, is generating enough leads where if you only have one or two leads coming in a day, or worse yet, a week, or whatever it is. Obviously it depends on what kind of services you're doing. If you're doing big landscaping jobs and that's what you want and that's what you're about, then and those jobs they could be 100K jobs each, then obviously you don't need as many leads. But if you're doing stuff based on production, and you do lots of mowing accounts, or you do whatever it is you do. Like I said, it doesn't even have to be the lawn care industry. You're a plumber or something like that. You need more leads per day, then you can, I'm just saying, raise your rates to a, I'm not saying a point where people are going to laugh at you when you say your rates, even though you can't be afraid of that, because uh, people do laugh at me all the time because I'm charging this much to mow lawn. We'll go out and get your butt out there and mow the yard then. So that's what I think about that. I always have that attitude about it. So here's the secrets. I've been on YouTube, dinking around, watching some people that I met a while back, and was getting excited. So I want to do this video. I go up and I say, it's going to be, let me go with a real life example here. It's going to be $55. No, wait. No, it's going to be $60 to mow your yard and to, trim it and do all that kind of stuff. It's a little bit bigger than, the yard was a little bit bigger than what a normal yard would be by, a couple thousand square feet. So he says, wow, it's going to be that much, huh? And then I said, yeah, that's how much it is. Why? And then this is what, the thing is asking questions. So I said, why? What do you think it was going to be? If you want to get the business, every time, this is negotiating, they can, now you're giving them permission to haggle, is basically what it is. Now he could say, well, I thought it was going to be $25, and obviously, you're nowhere near each other, and you say, well, yeah, that's just not what it is, unless you're going to hire the neighbor kid to do it, and and he's not going to do a good job, or whatever it is, or he's going to break a window, and then you're going to have to pay for it. That could just spit right off the top of my tongue. But maybe he says, well, I thought it was going to be $45, and you say, well, I'm at 55. I mean, or I'm at $60. But if you don't want me to trim, if you want to do your own trimming, then I'll do it for. I could do it for $50, and I don't have to do any trimming. If I don't have to do any trimming, so and like this is a real life example. So the guy says yes. So then what ends up happening is I get the job for $50. He names his price. He's happy. 2 weeks later, he doesn't get out and trim the stuff, and he ends up paying me the $60 anyways, because now he knows the work I do. He likes us. We show up on time. Whatever. I could give you, countless examples of that. It's basically what you're doing is you're negotiating a price. You're getting your price, and then you're lenient, and you're throwing extra service, added value, or taking away value, and you're still getting your price. So you're willing to go down, but you're not just going to go down for, for what they're saying. It's still basically your terms, but you're acting like you're giving them the power. Okay? So let's see, another example of something you could do was you could say, let me see here. I mean, there's so many things. I'm just trying to think of other examples that I've done. And I just can't think of anything at 11 o'clock at night right now to say, but shoot, let me think. I don't know. It's just basically if you don't want to lose a job and you don't want to lose your shirt on the job, just figure out a way to add value to that client in more ways than just money. So you could say, like, if they said, oh, that's too much for doing this service. What I like to do is my high profit margin things, like, like irrigation stuff and like even fertilizer. It's like it takes me 4 minutes to go out and fertilize someone's yard. The product cost is nothing. It's hardly anything. If that's going to seal the deal, I'll say, well, I could do, I'd really appreciate your business, is I'll do this for you because you really need some help. I think if I did this for you and it, from a professional standpoint, and you let me do this, I could even sell them that package of services and say, like, what I'll do is I'll throw this in, I'll do these two treatments for free, and do something like that. And I just thought of another video that I'm going to do right piggybacking off of this one. So hopefully that made sense. Negotiate your price, or name your price, be firm on your price, and if they, okay, so one other thing, if they say, okay, well, thanks, okay, this is the other thing. Basically, if someone tells you that they have to talk to their wife, they're not going to go with you because they've talked to somebody else and they were cheaper, so they're going to go with them. Or they just don't think. A lot of times, what I've found out is they just can't afford that price, and they're not even going to go with anybody else. You're the first person that calls them. You answer the phone, whatever, because you should be, because you're going to get 90% of the business that way. Because people are lazy and they don't want to, once they find one person that answers the phone, sounds like they know what they're talking about, then everyone else thinks that they're going to be within the ballpark of whatever you're saying. So if you've been in the business for a while, you know that, but otherwise you probably don't. Um, and basically, like, they say no. So then you say, okay, sounds good. I'll give you a call. Blah blah whatever. It doesn't matter what you say. Basically, you're just saying it's okay for them not to go with you. You talk to them a little bit more. You don't get upset because they don't give you your answer right away. And you say, did you guys have a budget on what you thought this was going to cost? Like, again, you're asking a question to get to the real issue of whatever is going on. So you could say something like that, or you could say, it really depends on the situation, but I mean, you could say what. And if you really are a Type A person, you could say, well, what is it going to take to get the job? I mean, you could even say that, and then they'll laugh. They'll laugh uncomfortably. Oh, and then whatever. So you could do something like that. But there's really ways that you can amp up your closing rate on your leads just by asking questions and getting creative, and you don't have to lose your shirt and be mad and while you're there and thinking you're working for free, or all that kind of stuff. So hopefully that was good. Comments, please. I want comments, and if you have a question about something specific, because I know I'm real general on stuff, then please send me a question. Thanks.